Hey guys!
Welcome to our very first podcast called
Stick with Kaji! You see the stick?
So, why do we name it Stick with Kaji?
Well, it's because all Ryan's World fans, they've been sticking with us for many years. We started, 6 years ago? 7 years ago? And there are many fans started from all the way from the beginning of our channel. So thank you so much for sticking with us. That's why we want to honor that and build that into this channel name. Stick with Kaji. Is it catchy?
I don't know. We've been brainstorming for a long time, and this is the best we came up with. So we're sticking with it.
Yeah,
okay?
See? We always have to stick together. And then, chopsticks. We use chopsticks every day, so I thought it was kind of relatable, at least to us.
Can't live without it. So the reason why we wanted to start the podcast is because we wanted an outlet to just express, what's going on behind the scenes and what do we do in our daily life. And sometimes, there's things going on in the world that I just wanted to share with you guys. And it's hard because for Ryan's World, the audience, are usually younger, and we wanted to make this channel to share with the older people, like adults.
Like parents. Yeah. Sometimes we want to have a conversation with parents to parents, right? As we're raising a kid, we have some thoughts about, as we raise kids, and we want to share our thoughts, and we'd love to get your feedback too. A lot of times when we launch the channel, it's for kids, so we don't get the comments. But this channel, since it's for parents, we can activate the comments and we can get your feedback. We never had direct contact with the fans before, so it would be really exciting to see what you guys have to say.
Right. So thank you again for joining. And today's topic is we just want to share with you guys the reason why we moved to Hawaii. So if you guys don't know, we just recently moved to Hawaii a few months ago, and we've been loving it so far. The kids are going to school here. They love it so far. And so why did we move to Hawaii?
Well, there are several reasons. One, we were in a home for a long time during the COVID. We stay home and kids couldn't go to school. It was all remote work. And, we thought maybe we should move to somewhere that kids feel safe going outside and really close to the nature. In Hawaii, there's city life, and there's also close to the nature. And there's a great private school in Hawaii too. I thought it would be a perfect match for Ryan. He gets more attention from his teacher, and Ryan's a little bit more advanced. And we noticed that when we were homeschooling him for just a little bit during the COVID. So we thought private school would be a perfect match for Ryan. And we found a great school in Hawaii, so we moved here.
Before, where we used to live in Texas, it would take us an hour and a half just to get to the beach. It's like an all-day event.
And, humidity was really bad, too. It was really hard to stay outside because just you can't breathe outside when you're outside. So in Hawaii, we all thought it's going to be really hot, even, warmer than Houston, but actually it's not. It's pretty cool. And there's a breeze of the air every day. And, sometimes we don't even need to use AC.
Right. And the area where we live, it's very dry, so we actually don't get that much rain. And so we're able to go outside all the time, and it just takes us about 5 minutes to get to the beach. So it's nice. And we've been doing a lot more things in Hawaii for this few months than we have done in Houston, this past couple of years. And we realize, we know we're very fortunate that we're able to just move. Not everybody gets to do that. So we're very grateful that we do have this opportunity to come live here and be surrounded by nature. So now that we lived here for a few months now, we want to share with you guys some pros and cons that we thought what it's like living in Hawaii. So let's start with the pros. Okay, so what do you like so far about living here?
Well, I definitely love the nature, right? There's so many outdoor activities you can do. We've done snorkeling, kayaking, doing cruising.
Hiking.
We swim with turtles too.
Right.
So many fish in the ocean. What else? We can do fishing. We haven't done the fishing, but I heard it's really fun to do fishing here. Jet ski. You always wanted to do jet ski.
When we moved here, it was the end of whale season, so we Saw one whale from afar, but it's coming up soon in a few months. We're very excited to go out and actually see them in action.
Yeah, how big they are. Yeah, hopefully they don't hit our ship. And also, Ryan's been taking a private swimming lesson too, and he's improved so much. And Emma and Kate too. When we moved to Hawaii, Emma and Kate couldn't swim whatsoever. They couldn't even float. But now they've been going on the swimming lesson, and they can swim around. They can dive. They can hold their breath in the under the water for like 20 seconds. They're like a little fish.
Another reason why we love it here so far is the food. We came from Texas, and yes, burger and barbecue is yummy and delicious.
Tex-Mex too.
Yeah, right. Can't forget that. But I've been living there all my life, and wanted just a change of different type of food that's surrounding us, and we love the option here, especially Japanese food is really good here. It's more authentic, I think, than in Texas. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Yeah, it is authentic. And not just Japanese food only, but it's very variety of the food. It's really more diverse in Hawaii than other areas. Not just Japanese food, but I see some authentic Chinese food, Korean food, and even some Italian food too. I really like Italian food here too because they use a lot of different seafood. The seafood here is amazing. When you go to Whole Foods, it's a little bit different. When we were in Texas, we didn't have many options for fish, like different kind of fish. In Hawaii, the Whole Foods, they have so many different kind of fish, and you can pick the entire fish. They sell it in a whole. And you can just slice it and then you can cook it however you want. Or I obviously don't know how to cook it, so I never order from the supermarket. That's something I'm learning as we go.
Yeah, there's still lots of places we haven't tried, so I'm very excited to try them.
Another thing I like about Hawaii is the driving. Right, it's really stress-free driving here. Once I drive like 30 minutes, I'm already opposite side of the island. So just anywhere I want to go, just really quick drive.
So everything is a closer proximity than when we used to live in Texas. When we were in Texas, my family lived in the same city as we did, but we still hardly got to see them because it would still take us an hour to get to my sister or my dad. And so we still don't even see each other until like the major holidays, like birthday or Christmas, And here, we actually do have family here. And here, we're able to go around the whole island in a few hours. So everything is more accessible, I think.
Yeah, and it's pedestrian friendly too. Whenever we're in the city, even like our neighborhood too, it's really safe to walk around outside because there's enough space for the people to walk and away from the cars. Even I bought the bicycle, and I've been riding bicycle around the neighborhood too, and it's really fun. It's lots of up and down. There's mountains and hills, so it's a little tough sometimes riding bicycle, but it's a good workout.
Yeah, and everybody around here, at least in our neighborhood, every time I go out, I always see somebody running or jogging or on their bicycle. So it does encourage us to be more active because that's what we need, is to be more active in our lifestyle.
And the people are a lot nicer here too. I mean, people are nice in Texas too, but I've seen, when we first moved to Hawaii and we were struggling to put heavy stuff into the car, there's always random people come and help us without even, us asking. So there are a lot of nice people here in Hawaii. It's like an island life. They have a whole different perspective.
Right. And when we first were looking for houses around here, we actually was talking to the owner of this place called La Tour. So he owns a restaurant, and he also does a lot of catering for hotels and grocery stores. And he told us the reason why he opened up his own business here was, in fact, that the people here are so nice. He started out in California, and he said, the weather is great there, but it just was, they weren't as friendly as the people in Hawaii. And so the instant he went to Hawaii for the first time and he sees how nice the people here are, the instant he got some money, he decided, you know what, I'm going to open up my shop here. And he's been successful ever since. So
Yeah, and right now it's a little bit strange time because during the COVID, a lot of people staying home and travelers too. Not many people coming to Hawaii, 6 months ago. Now I start seeing travelers coming back to Hawaii, and then now COVID cases going up. Now people stop coming to Hawaii now. But it's interesting because right now we have the whole island mostly to ourselves and a little bit of travelers. So we're able to see many stuff without lining up or booking ahead of time.
So you ready to get to the cons?
Cons. I have to think about it because I can't think of any cons so far.
Well, the cost of living here is very high.
The milk was super expensive. I don't know why it's milk, but milk was what? How much was the milk?
Like $8.
Yeah, I mean, we pay like $3 at the supermarket in Texas to buy gallons of milk, so it's crazy.
We live pretty close by to a farmer's market here that we went several times, but now it's kind of shut down because of the COVID cases are rising. But in the beginning, when we used to go, it was great seeing so many people around shopping for fresh fruits and vegetables and food. But even then, I felt the price at the farmer's market was pretty high. And I would buy a couple of fruits and come home, and my mom, mine was blown how much I spent.
Because typically when you go to a farmer's market, you'd expect those products to be cheaper than when you buy at the supermarket, right? Because you're directly buying from the farmers. That's the whole idea and concept. So we're a little bit surprised. That's the kind of base price. But I feel like those fruits are fresh.
Right, and we have to support local farmers. So
yeah. I mean, we have working in a small land, so I'm sure that's probably why it's a little bit more expensive, and some stuff probably imports too. So that might be the reason. I was also surprised with the water bill and electricity bills, especially electricity bill was so expensive. No wonder why so many houses have the solar panels on the roof, because they have to, if you get the electricity from the electricity company, so expensive.
There's this thing here on the island called Hawaii time. So anytime you want something done, it does take longer than if you're on the mainland. Even Amazon too. It is not 2-day shipping. Found out it's around 5 to 6 days. So you do have to plan ahead if you want to purchase items. And even furniture too. We are still waiting for a lot of the furniture that we purchased because it's having shipping issues. And
yeah, for many weeks we were kind of sleeping on the floor because our mattress didn't come. But finally, our bed is here. Yay. We're now waiting on coffee table. I think that's another important one.
Well, we were excited the other day when we thought Emma and Kate bed has arrived. But then we found out that only 2 out of the 3 boxes got here. And so we don't know how much longer it's going to take to track down that one extra box.
Because we're not waiting from the store in island to ship it to us. We're waiting from the mainland to ship it to the store in online island and then ship it to us. So it's like 2 steps, and it takes forever to get here. And sometimes it's finally arrived and we find out there's some damages or scratches on it that we have to return it, and that takes a whole year sometimes.
Yeah. But we are very blessed that when we purchased this house, it came with a giant table for us to eat. So good thing we didn't have to eat on the floor. So
yeah, I actually begged for it to the sellers. Please keep that table. I can't find table that size. It matched perfectly with this house. Actually, they built it, custom build, made for this house. So they said, it's okay. Yeah, we can keep it.
The girls been taking piano lessons. They have a concert coming up in October, so I'm very excited to see their first performance.
Yeah, it's a virtual concert, so I guess we have to put the webcam pointing at the piano and show them playing the piano. It's a Halloween theme, right?
Yeah.
It's really exciting. I think they're going to dress up as a princess, maybe Elsa and Anna.
Ooh.
I don't know. They've been only doing taking classes for a month so far?
Right, yeah. They've been taking twice a week for a month.
We'll see what they can play.
As long as they're having fun, that's all that matters to me. So, yeah. Okay, so another thing that living in Hawaii is there's lots of bugs around. So even in our house, I see a lot of centipedes sometimes.
Yeah.
So I have to pick them up all the time.
Yeah.
And I heard there's also a lot of cockroaches here.
Luckily, we haven't seen. Well, you have seen it?
I've seen a tiny one recently in our house in Emma and Kate's bedroom, but luckily they weren't there during the time. So that's why I was like, Sean, we got to get an exterminator. So
See, I'm okay with bugs and insects. I don't know why, but like new generations, like Ryan's generations, they're a little bit scared of bugs for some reason. Maybe because house is so sheltered, they hardly see the bugs. But yeah, but I say that, but then I'm the one always screaming like a girl every time I see cockroach. So cockroach, it's out of the line. I cannot do cockroach. So luckily, I haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen any mouse or anything.
no,
right?
not yet. But I heard it's around. Oh, and another thing, not a con, but I love seeing chickens. So a lot of time when we go walking around outside, there are so many chickens just roaming around. One time, Sean, I don't want to give him too much credit saying that he saved a chick, but one time,
Yeah, people call me heroes. No, I'm just kidding. So when we were walking outside in the morning, Lauren and I usually take a morning walk, and we found a little small chick, white chick, on the road, and just by herself, and I guess missing from the family. So just looking for the mom, and then she couldn't find it. So I grabbed the chick, and then trying to find the mother chick, but it wasn't there, right?
Right.
So I found different chicken. It was a black chicken, and with a bunch of black chicks. And I put that white chick into the black chick family, and then everybody was happy. Just joined the family right away.
Instantly. And it's great because about a month later, we were walking around the same path, and we think that is the same chick with the new family. So we see that it grown up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
And there's so many different kind of species too of the chick and chickens. So it's interesting to see how diverse it is. And sometimes they play with a cat or play with like other birds. So they're all really friendly to each other, right? There's not really predator animals in Hawaii. So I think the con is they overpopulate cats, like those cats on the street, and the chickens on the street. They keep just populating more and more.
But it's nice seeing them though. One time, we saw so many cats on the streets. I thought I saw 4, but then Sean was like, no, there's more. There's like 5 or 6 or 7. But they were so cute, and I wish we can take them home, but we can't.
I know. There are some places like a shelter, those cats on the streets. This place called Cat Cafe. So you can go to this place. It's a cafe, so you can order coffee or tea and chill with cats and kittens. It's really fun. I went there by myself. People thought it was weird, but it was fun. But yeah, so far we've been enjoying it. I think there are a lot more pros and cons, right? For sure.
Yes, but I also heard there's this thing called, what is it called?
Island fever?
Yes, island fever.
Everybody tells me that we're going to get that.
After you've been on the island for a few years, you feel that you have done everything here. What else is there to do? You've been to the same shop. You've been to the same restaurant. You hike the same trail over and over again, and you're going to get tired of it, supposedly. Even when I was talking to my mom before we moved here, somebody asked, how long are you guys planning to stay in Hawaii? And my mom just interrupted me and said, well, I'm going to give them about a year before they move back. So.
People start bidding on it too. We'll see. Because, we don't really go out that often in Houston. So it's not like, we were bored of Houston. It just, I think even Hawaii too. I feel like after we moved to Hawaii, we started going out more often. So I think it will be okay. There are a lot more things to do. There are a lot more history and culture we can learn from living here. And yeah, it's easier to travel different places too from Hawaii. There are a lot of direct flights from Hawaii to Japan and other countries in Asia. Maybe it's easier to go to Australia. We've always wanted to go to Australia, but it was a little far from where we live. But now maybe we could.
I know. I can't wait to be able to go there.
But I think it'll be okay. I like doing the same thing over and over.
He does. He loves routine. So
I like to go to the same restaurant over and over. I like to go to the same trails. I like to go to the same bathroom over and over.
We used to go to a college in Lubbock, and it's a very small town. We love it there. When we were there, I didn't feel bored of it at all. I love the feeling of everybody knowing each other, and when one store pop up, the whole town get excited.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a new Tex-Mex restaurant opens up, and there's a huge line because that's like a highlight of the day in that small town. Yeah, I love Lubbock too. Yeah, I like the feeling that we know everything about that city.
Right, and hopefully we can go back to Lubbock.
No, we have a plan to celebrate our anniversary. We thought maybe we could go back to Lubbock and then kind of show you guys also too, where we met and where we spent the days and when we were in college. I thought it'd be fun. Maybe go back to our old apartment too.
Ooh.
And we stayed in the same apartment before, so first I want to see if it's still there. maybe in 6 months or so we could after everything settles down.
Right, and we're planning to go back to Texas during Christmas to visit the family. So hopefully, maybe we can plan a little trip to go to Lubbock and show you guys. We would love that.
Yeah. And we say we moved to Hawaii, but we still go back and forth between Houston and Hawaii. So it's not like we completely moved to Hawaii. We have a family there, so we often go back Houston.
Right. So we're planning to go back there on major holidays and stuff. To visit them, and we actually have seen them more now recently than we have seen them back in Texas. Now that we live here, I feel that everybody wants to come visit us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next thing I want to do is we never actually have done any reaction to videos made about us, but I recently came across a Cody Ko video. If you guys don't know who he is.
Well, I know. He's so funny. He's another YouTuber. I watch a lot of his contents.
And there's another one you really like, Jimmy
Tatro?
Tatro? Yes, right?
Yes. He's so funny too.
The video just randomly popped up when I was just scrolling on YouTube, and I clicked on it, and he was reacting to our Hawaii house, and I thought maybe we can watch it together and react to it.
Oh my God, is it good or bad? Because if Cody Ko say something mean to me, I might need a tissue.
It's always...
He's my idol.
Right, so it's always hard when, people make reaction videos and stuff. And I get it. Everybody have their own opinion. They want to say what they want in their mind. That's fine. But sometimes it's kind of hurtful when you watch your favorite YouTuber or something saying something negative about you.
Especially somebody you like, right?
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the toughest. That's why we always just kind of hesitate to watch those videos that are talking about us, because until you watch it, you never know if it's a positive message or a negative message. You never know. But today, we're going to watch it.
Okay, you ready?
You guys going to experience with us. If you start crying, please give us a nice comment to cheer us up. What did you say, Cody? What did you say about us in your video? Nervous. You ready?
Ready.
Wow, his hair is long. Huh. All right.
They moved to Hawaii. Damn.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
You're killing it, dude. You're like 8 years old and you're killing it.
He's actually 9, but it's okay. He's almost turning 10.
This is what I mean. Like for children watching this, it's like, what is a guest room? What even is that? So this is the guest room, and kids are sitting there like, oh, so that's the guest room. Wow, that's a really nice guest room.
People always start with guest rooms. Yeah. We're still, we didn't have anything in this house. So when we first start showing the house tour, I was like, let's just start showing the guest room, because other rooms too, we don't have any furniture.
It's mainly all empty. Yeah. So it was hard for us to do the house tour. And plus, the guest room was the first thing that you actually see. So
yeah, it's interesting. Once you come inside the house, you don't go into the living room. You first see the guest room and then go up on the stair and see the living room. So kind of evidently we show the guest room.
Right. But when we first bought the house, it was presented to us as a workout room.
Yeah, it's called flex room. I don't know why. I don't have much to flex, so I don't know. But yeah, it's a workout room, or you can turn it into guest room.
Right, but we decided to turn it into a guest room because we needed an extra room just in case our family comes to visit us. And plus, that way we're going to transform that area into a kids' playroom so they can play down there also. That is the future plan. It just takes so long for things to get here.
So far, he's not saying anything mean, right? Yeah, he's been nice. Thank you, Cody. I can take this so far.
It would be so good for hosting out of town friends that come in. It's like kids don't even know what town is. They don't even know what in town is, let alone out of town. Like, why would you show off your Peloton to children?
Okay.
Peloton.
Sorry, first of all, it's actually not a Peloton. As first glance, it did look like that, but I think it's called an echelon.
Echelon. I think it's just a coincidence. The name is similar, but so that's something that we got it for free from the owner of the seller of this house. They say, "Oh, you guys can just keep that." So we have it ever since then, but then we haven't used it. We haven't even touched it. So it's just a decoration.
For now.
But very soon, I need to lose this fat, so we'll see. Finally, living room.
I don't like white kitchens.
Oh.
That's not my vibe at all. I like wood. I like warmth. I'm just looking for buzzwords here.
Actually, I agree with him. I like the wood counters and the wood the interior designs. Loen actually loves the white furnitures and the white cabinets and all that stuff, so that we chose this.
In our Texas house, we did, everything was white because that's how I like it. But then when we start looking at housing in Hawaii, I thought we should get a house that is different than the one in Hawaii. But when we were looking for housing, there actually wasn't much option to choose from. It's either this house or a whole bunch of other houses that were built in the 1950s. And the reason we didn't choose those, nothing wrong with old housing, but it just needed a lot of repair work. And we chose this house because, it ended up just like it was ready to move in. And we didn't have to do much work. And I thought it would be hard for us to try to fix it up if we live so far away. And so we chose this house. It just happens to have kind of like the same vibe as it did in our Texas home. But I actually would want a different type of house style.
And, compared to the house in Houston, it's a lot more wood. The flooring is wood, right? The table and the furniture, all other things kind of have more accent with wood. And so I kind of like it.
And housing here is ridiculous, competitive. So this is actually our third choice home. The first two home, we tried to put in an offer, but then one of them was already in escrow. The other one, somebody outbid us.
It's crazy. All the stuff that other people would want, it just goes out right away. But yeah, this house, it's a great location, and we have avocado tree in the backyard, so that was something that we gravitated toward too. And a lot of Hawaii house have a lanai. It's a balcony, but it's really cool. This house actually have a lanai where it's kind of continuation of a living room. So we can open the sliding door, and it kind of becomes a one giant room. So we like that the part.
It is, because when we used to live in Texas, we also have like an outdoor area, but we don't actually stay outside very long because it's so hot and humid during especially the summertime that when the kids go out there, if they're not in the pool, they don't want to be out there more than 5 minutes. But here in our Lanai area, the kids love that area. They would do arts and crafts there. We would eat there all the time. So it's actually really nice because the weather here is perfect.
And it's easy in and out too because the door is easily open. So yeah, it's nice and shaded too. So yeah, so far we love this house, right? Let's see if Cody does.
But the floors, I love these floors. Nice warm wood, some good texture there.
I agree with you, Cody.
It just makes the house feel like friendly, And I love that table too. I mean, this is beautiful. I gotta start reviewing toys.
Oh, I love this little
patio that's the lanai
area.
Dang. Okay, pool's pretty sweet. No views though. There's no view. I kind of thought it was gonna be on the beach or something. That would be my dream. House on the beach.
Yeah, I mean, we did think about it. That's something we were being discussing, whether to have the ocean view or a mountain view. The reason why we landed on this one was, one, is a privacy, right? Because if you have an ocean view, then it's kind of open to public because people have access to any beach around Hawaii. Or the beach has to have a public access to the in public. So we thought, to maintain the privacy, we thought we have to avoid the ocean view front house. And another reason why we avoided the ocean view house was the maintenance. We've seen many properties, but then near the ocean, but there are a lot of wear and tears.
Right, it will get damaged by the salt water.
Yeah, and a lot of the house has to have a special type of the sprinkler system to wash out the salt water from the exterior of the house, and it looks like a lot of work. Some concretes are damaged too on some of the properties.
Right. There is a higher cost of living if you want to buy a house that is oceanfront. So, we decided to go here to give our kids more privacy space and not have to worry about, people peeking in to see what we're doing.
Yeah, we did think about it, and sometimes some properties have a great view of the ocean, but we like it. We love the view of our backyard with the avocado tree and coconut trees. It looks nice. Beach access, we do have a beach access. It's just only like a few minutes walk, so it's good so far. I knew he was going to say about the view because I thought about it too.
In front of some surf in Hawaii. That's my absolute pipe dream. But this is still really nice.
And guys, we have some trees. I think they're coconut trees, but they got rid of the coconuts.
Coconut trees? Are those not palm trees? Don't all palm trees make coconuts? Am I that dumb?
Okay, so the coconut trees. So one of the deciding factor was I really wanted some fresh coconuts. When we first saw the house and see coconuts on the tree, I was like, oh my gosh, I want this house just for the coconuts alone. But then after we purchased the house, of course, they tell us details afterwards that they're like, maybe it's not a good idea for you to have those coconuts because it will attract mouses or mice. And so our landscape guy was like, maybe it's better to get rid of them. And plus, you don't want coconuts like falling down on the kids.
Yeah, it's really heavy. Yeah, a lot of people have to really be careful when you have a coconut tree in the backyard. So before it even goes any bigger, they just trim it off right away. But avocado, we get to keep it. So we have probably every morning we get like 6-7 avocados every morning, and then you just cut it up and then eat avocado toast. Now we had it so much every day now. I don't want to even look at the avocado for a while.
Yeah,
let me show you how big our avocado is.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
We've been giving out our avocados to everyone we know, everyone that comes by, our neighbors, our new friends that we made, like everybody. But we still been having them.
Look how big it is. This is the size.
Yeah.
It's like probably 2 or 3 avocado, right? Regular avocado size.
Right.
And it's really sweet. Compared to the supermarket avocado, it's got more flavor in it.
Been having avocado smoothie almost every day. I think it's like an unpopular opinion to have avocado smoothie. A lot of people I ask is like, why are you drinking avocado? But I love it. I grew up drinking avocado smoothie all my life. And so I was really confused and shocked that people don't like avocado smoothie, right? You don't like it.
Yeah, I was confused why you like the avocado smoothie.
People like to eat avocado and they do guacamole. So I don't understand what's the difference.
I guess I didn't really see it as a dessert or sweet. Right?
Got it.
All the time, it's more of a savory food. So, but I guess I will try next time. It's still better than Dorian smoothie. Sometimes Lauren drinks.
My favorite.
That I cannot drink
My
whatsoever.
favorite. I love Dorian. So a lot of time I try to be sensitive to Sean, and I would package it multiple times, putting in different containers. But the smell still goes out of the fridge. Sorry.
Yeah, and people always say, it's it might not have a good smell, but then it tastes good. But then I feel like the majority of the taste coming from the smell. So I don't know.
It smells delicious to me.
So you like the smell too?
Yes.
Really?
I know. A lot of people saying it smells like fart, but I grew up with it, so.
Can you eat fart?
No, it's a gas.
All right, let's move on, Cody.
This is like a decent sized house in Hawaii. It's beautiful. Love the floors. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. I like this better than the LA house. And it makes me a little sad too and depressed that this child is making this much money. Just, reviewing toys. But not to say they haven't worked hard. I mean, obviously they've built an empire.
But we are fortunate that we would get to move to Hawaii and living in this house. And I don't think we should spend more than we're supposed to. I think this is plenty of space for kids to grow up. And the reason why we chose this house and not any bigger house was because it's also, the money we generate from the channels or our brand is mostly Ryan's money. So we're trying to find a house that we could afford, right? For kids.
And this house is a good investment. I mean, the price of housing, you guys know, it just keep coming up. It just keep going up. So yeah, there it is. That's our reaction. Thanks, Cody, for not being too harsh.
He was actually nice.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. That's passing. That's B, right? Yeah, I take B.
Okay, so the last thing we want to wrap up with is new segment we're trying out called Sticky Word of the Day or Week, because we're probably going to do this once a week.
Completely forgot our show name was Stick. So I thought maybe the word of the day today would be, what was the sticky word of the day?
Yes, sticky word of the day, and hopefully it will stick to your head.
How about we learn chopsticks in Japanese? Since we're holding chopsticks today, it's called hashi.
Hashi.
Yeah, hashi.
Hashi.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Chopstick is hashi.
Hashi.
Yeah. It's really important being able to use chopsticks. Sometimes in Japan, when you are trying to put your kid into kindergarten, a private kindergarten, one of the entrance exam is if whether kids can use the chopsticks or not.
Well, our kids would not pass. They've been using the practicing chopsticks, but they're still not that great at it. So we have to keep practicing with them.
Yeah, it's difficult. I don't remember when I learned how to use chopsticks.
Me neither. I just learned by myself. I asked my mom recently on when did you teach me how to use chopstick, and she said she didn't. So I guess randomly picked it up on my own. It's like either I use chopstick or I don't eat in my family. So I have to learn how to use it.
Yeah, and I learned how to cook with chopsticks too. So, if I don't have the chopsticks as a cooking utensil, I don't know how to cook.
Right.
I use chopstick to stir egg and make a scrambled egg. I don't know how else to do it. But yeah, that's the word of the day.
Woohoo. Hashi. No.
Hashi.
Hashi.
And since we moved to Hawaii, Loan's been learning Japanese.
Well, I just started yesterday. Don't say have been.
It's still have been. It's more than a day.
I've been trying to look for classes, but the problem is, during this COVID time, a lot of them are only doing Zoom. It's weird to say, but I'm actually not comfortable on Zoom because I guess you see yourself on the screen, and I just feel really shy. So I'm like trying to reserve myself for when online in-person meeting come back. I don't know, it's just weird seeing myself on screen with other people. I'm just not comfortable. So I thought maybe I should hire like a private. I thought I can do it myself. I bought a workbook actually to try, but then I keep on having to bug Sean. Hey, how do you say this? What are they saying here? I don't understand this. And so he was saying, why don't you just try to hire a private tutor to help you? So I might look into that, but I'm just really shy talking with people. Even
to me.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, this is free zone, but she just only whispered to me
Exactly.
every time she's trying to pronounce Japanese word. But yeah, it's supposed to be simpler than English, like the pronunciation wise.
Supposedly, but then I learned yesterday that Japanese don't really have the sound of R.
It's kind of combined. R and L is kind of combined together. It's kind of somewhere in between.
Right. So when you were showing me how to say 0, how do you say it? Lie?
Date.
See? Just started
Did you
yesterday.
not? That's the first word you learned. You already forgot. Date.
Lay. See? You see how say it again?
Date.
It kind of sound in between R and L, and I was having really hard time trying to say the syllable in between R and L.
See, it's funny because to me, I can't tell the difference. Even when I listen to people, I can't tell the difference between L and R. Even when I'm trying to pronounce stuff, I cannot tell the difference.
Okay, let me try. Lay. See, that's not...
Sounds a little more L.
Right?
But it's fine. I think people can still...
Lay. See, now
it sounds more R.
See, I don't know how to go in between. Okay, I'm going to work on it, okay? So I think this concludes our very first podcast of Stick with Kaji.
Where's the chopstick?
Let us know what you guys want us to talk about in our second podcast. I thought maybe we can share a life story of how we came to America, or was it like filming for Ryan's Mystery Playdate? So just anything, just let us know in the comments below.
And if you have any questions or anything else that you want us to talk about on the next episode, just leave us on the comments too. And please don't forget to subscribe.
We thought about putting the podcast just audio only on Spotify, or other podcast streaming service, but this is our first podcast and we're really nervous and shy, and I have messed up a lot. So if you see like random cuts in between, that's the reason why I stutter. And I have done YouTube videos with Ryan, but it's different because most of the time I'm like behind the scenes, but being in front of the camera is totally different. And trying to talk to adults is different than trying to just be silly and cringy to kids. So I'm actually really, really shy in person. So if you see me and I'm all like,
yeah, I mean, I think
because-
shy at first, and then after a couple of times, then she get used to you, and then she start talking a lot. So you gotta crack that shell.
It's hard. Growing up, I never talk, and I think a lot of people would always think I'm mean or something, and I have like this, this mean face, but that's just my natural face, and I'm just shy, so I don't know what to say.
I think both of us too. Sometimes it's hard, right? When you have a couple, and then both
Very
both of us,
introverted.
are introverted. It's hard to meet people. It would have been perfect match if one of us being the introverted, but we're not. Right. Luckily, Ryan is really outgoing and loves talking to new people. So, kind of banking on Ryan to introduce us to the new people.
Okay, so that's the end of our Stick with Kaji podcast, episode 1. And I also just started Instagram because, again, a lot of times I wanted to share some photos of what I'm eating. Not that anybody would really care, but
I care so much. Please share.
Or activities that I'm doing. And it's hard for me to put it on the Ryan's World channel. So if you want to follow me, it's just up here. It's at Loanne Kaji.
Yeah, but follow Loanne's Instagram account because, a lot of times I'm taking picture of Loanne. I feel like I'm a camera person to the Instagram model.
I don't think so.
So I want to continue doing it. So please follow us. So far, how many followers we have? Over 4,000 followers.
Yay! Thank you so much for those 4,000 followers on Instagram. Didn't know 4,000 people care about what I eat. So thanks.
There are a lot more. Just those people haven't discovered it yet. So you just need to find a way to your account.
Okay, before I end, I wanted to apologize to all the parents out there. I know I'm very, very loud and cringy, and I just can't help my volume. I grew up in a family where we constantly just yell at each other. That's the way that we speak. And so, again, I know that if your kids are watching, you hear me yelling and screaming. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just my natural volume. I'm just naturally loud and high-pitched.
And I'm curious to see, again, please leave us a comment if you're Vietnamese, and if you guys tell me that's not true, it's only Loanne's family, then please let me know because I'm curious about it. Loanne's been telling me it's a Vietnamese culture, but I'm just doubting that. Maybe just Loanne's family.
Because when we first met, quick side story, when Sean had met my mom and dad, he really thought they were yelling at each other. But it turns out, he was saying, "Oh, what's wrong with your mom and dad? Why are they fighting?" And I have to say, no, they're just discussing what's for dinner, So
I can never tell.
That's just a difference in culture. So.
Yeah, because my culture, my people, Japanese people really talk really soft and low key and slow. So when I first met Loanne, when I got Loanne upset, I was so shocked how loud she can get.
I'm sorry.
I don't think I've been yelled at until I met Loanne.
I'm so sorry. And that's why we would love to live in Japan, but after we went there, I realized I'm just too loud to comfortably live there. So I gotta practice my indoor volume voice before I can survive there. So there it is, ending the video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next week. We don't know which day we're going to post, so probably Saturday or Sunday, because we're going to stick with the word stick. Probably it's for you guys to remember. Probably Saturday or Sunday, because they both, start with S.
But let us know what you think about our show title names. Is it catchy? It's kind of weird. Let us know.
We're sticking with it. So bye. Have a wonderful, fantastic day.
Bye. See you next week.
Sticky Saturday.